This lesson is on equal shares of shapes. When we divide shapes into equal shares, we make each share the same size. Let's say you and a friend wanted to share this pizza. You would divide it right down the middle in half, so each of you would get the same amount of pizza. You would each get an equal share. Now let's say that 2 more friends came. So you would divide it again into 4 equal shares. So each piece is the same. Now let's say you had 8 friends. You could divide it again, and you can divide it again. Now we have 8 pieces, and each piece is the same size. They're equal. So we can divide shapes into 2 equal shares. Here's a share here. Here's a share on the other side. We can divide shapes into 3 equal shares. There's one, there's another, and there's another. And we can divide shapes into 4 equal shares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with 2 equal shares, you have 2 pieces. And each piece is a half. So these are halves. Both of these shapes are cut in half. If I decided I wanted to color in one of the parts, I would have colored 1/2. And the way we write that as a fraction is 1. That's the one piece we colored. Draw a line out of 2. So that's 1/2 of that circle is colored. Now with the rectangle, if we shade it in this one, and we shade it in this one, we shade it in 2, draw a line. The bottom number is how many parts altogether out of 2, which is actually the same thing as 1. Because if you see, we've colored the whole shape. So 2 halves is the same thing as 1. Let's look at thirds. This is how we write thirds. These shapes are divided into 3 parts, and we call them thirds. If we decided to color one part of this third, we would have colored 1/3. The number on top is the number colored. Draw your line. The number on the bottom is the total amount of parts, which was 3. That's 1/3. Let's color in this rectangle like we did the last one. All of the parts. So here we colored in 3 parts. So 3 is the amount we colored out of, your line right there means out of, 3 parts that were all together, which, as we talked about before, was the same thing as 1 whole. That's equal to 1. Let's look at 4 equal shares. These are divided into what we call fourths. If we decided to color one piece, we would have colored 1/4 of that circle. 1 is the amount we colored. Your line means out of 4 total pieces. So that was 1/4. Now let's color in all of these pieces. We're going to color in 4 parts of the 4 pieces that it was divided into. So our 4 would go on the top. Out of, we colored 4 out of the 4. It's the same thing as the whole rectangle, which is equal to 1. That concludes our lesson today on equal shares.